since the beginning of time, people who've played this riff do one thing that always bugs me, and I'm talking like the best players that I've seen who play it. I'm like, what are you doing? It sounds awful. I can't believe you're doing that. And the worst players also do it. But it's not, there's not, I don't like, take that back. There's no worst players. I'm the worst player, there we go. Can't get lower, can't get worse than me. So I'm at the bottom. So if you're moaning about me insulting you, tough shit, I'm worse than you. So I can say what I want. It is a lesson in clarity. This riff, if you read Slash's book, was him creating an exercise, probably for his fretting hand, but as well as his picking as well, like string skipping. And in order to get the right kind of clarity on a riff like Sweet Child of Mine, you don't want to be bleeding between the notes like this. Because they start to fight against each other and it sounds terrible. Each finger is going to fret the note at the time it's played and then slightly lift up, like little musical pistons. 12 on the D, 15 on the B octave. Then you've got 14, 12 on the G. And then back and forth between 15, 14, 14, 14, E, G, E, G. That's it. Hopefully you can already see there, what I'm doing is I'm moving each finger for each note and lifting it off. I'm still keeping contact with the string sometimes to keep it clean. It dampens the string and stops any rogue drones underneath. But by doing that, I think that was Slash's intention with this exercise. It's fingers on the move. But we're learning how to play clearly and keep our playing tidy. Now, a few little points here. I'm on humbucking guitar, Les Paul. I'm on the neck pickup, and I've got my tone actually on 3. I like that. It seems to work for me. I've got this British AFS 100 preset on my Fractal FM9. It's literally called Slashed Tube. So it's a slash Jubilee. It sounds pretty good. I'm in E flat tuning, obviously, because it just doesn't sound right in standard. So each guitar string has gone down by a semitone. That is the tuning of Slash. As the riff modulates, we're going to change that first note from the D to the E. So it moves up a semitone. When I went to watch them in London on the first reunion tour, I remember, it's funny, I went to the bar, I was like, oh, they're not going to play anything decent here. Got like 5 pints for everyone, was walking back, and I just heard the start of Sweet Child of Mine, started playing the riff, and I was like, oh my God, running through the crowd. I remember looking on the big screen, and then I shouted to my mate as he played the E note. I was like, oh, he plays it with his first finger. I always played it like this. Because that finger's there, makes sense, but he doesn't. He brings that index finger, or he did at Wembley. Not Wembley, where was it? West Ham's ground. I've forgotten what it's called. But yeah, he uses his index finger for that E note. And I think that makes it cool because every single note then, even though it changes, is still the index finger at the start. So the third one, just going to move to G, 12th fret of the G. And then back to 12th fret of the D, where we started. The only other thing to talk about really is the picking. What I always teach, because it works for me and it works for everyone that I teach it to, is down, up, down, down. And the reason is, the double down that you do on the G string means that we kind of efficiently pick between the E and the G. in the way that we're moving to the next string. I prefer that rather than picking down and up, moving away from my next string. That's just me. But that double down, if you want to put it on the 14 and the 12 on the G, might help you with accuracy. The last little bit, the fancy bit, we'll move through it quickly because I know you're in a rush. You've got to get out. You've got something better to do, haven't you? Goes like this. And this is where we can now put that new sort of finger rocking technique to practice. We're basically going back and forth between the 14th fret of the G and a bunch of different notes. So we're going to start on the 12 on the high E to that 14, 15 on the B, back to the 14, 12 on the high E, 14 on the high E, 15, 14, 12, 15 on the B. Your higher notes are with the 14 as you kind of call and response in between every single one. All the higher notes up, all the 14s on the G down, and that means the picking hand is moving efficiently. If you were to bleed this section, listen how crap it sounds. It's probably a good lesson in like listening carefully to a riff sometimes and thinking, why does that sound good? Why does it sound cool? Why, when I play it? You might just go, oh, it sounds crap when I do it. Like, why? Is it because you're just bleeding loads of notes together? Yes. Well, then rock the fingers. Let's get it clean. Don't just sit there moaning. Do something about it, pal. That is how I play Sweet Child of Mine fairly accurately. I think it's as clean and as tonally sweet, let's just say. And you know, it's a lesson in technique more than anything. So I hope you learned something new. If you didn't, thanks for wasting your time with me. If you want the tab for this PDF backing tracks, it's for the whole song actually, because I've taught this many, many, many times, and I've written out a very accurate tab, the whole thing. And if you like this lesson, maybe want to learn some of the other solos in this track. I think there's 4 solos, a bunch of cool riffs. Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, subscribe, bell next to it. You know the drill. Hope you enjoyed yourself, and I'll catch you soon.